You ready to start?
Yeah.
Alright, let's go for broke. Because... Welcome to Just 1 Cent. I am so excited to get this started, talking about Gotham Season 3. And real quick, I want to answer a question that might not be asked, but I'm going to answer it anyway. Why am I doing Gotham Season 3 and not like Arrow or The Flash or Supergirl or Legends of Tomorrow or even the Ghost Rider season of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.? That's because I like Gotham, and it's not because I don't like the other shows. I would love to be able to do one of these for every one of those shows, but that would take so much time that I don't have. So Monday night was the first episode of Gotham Season 3, and what a way to start out of a show than immediately breaking our hearts. First of all, we see James Gordon walking up to see Lee with another guy. He didn't care about her grass, and she didn't care about his heart. She was already moved on, and now we have to move on with the broken-hearted James Gordon. 6 months later, we see James Gordon back in Gotham doing what he does best, beating up bad guys. The first bad guy he encounters is a Stegosaurus metahuman. That's right, a dinosaur metahuman. He had like scales on his back and his face and all of that stuff. It's pretty cool. Jumping ahead to the police interview when all the reporters are there at the GCPD, and we get a new character alert. We get Miss Valerie Vale. I'm betting she's going to be a long-standing or at least a returning character for a few episodes. The actress's name, which I don't remember on camera, was even put into the opening credits, so that's good news for her. I'm looking forward to having Miss Valerie Vale in our season 3 of Gotham as a returning character. A very underappreciated aspect of the show, though, is definitely Harvey Bullock's sense of humor. He has such a dry sense of humor that he'll throw in there when he was talking to Fox. He just lets out a laugh that you didn't see coming. And I really appreciate that for our Gotham writers, which you can follow at Gotham Writers on Twitter. And one character development I really like to see in this season 3 of Gotham was that Penguin was definitely in need of a toothbrush. If you remember Danny DeVito's portrayal of Penguin back in the 90s, his teeth were all kind of gross and he definitely needed some cosmetic enhancement. And so when we first saw Penguin in this episode, his teeth were very brown. I like that character development. We need more character development all the time, in my opinion. After the interview scene, once Valerie Vale is introduced, we get a quick reminder of all the characters that we've seen in the first 2 seasons. They throw out Tabitha, they throw out Barbara, they throw out Butch and Kat and Ivy, and it's just character, and it's kind of an overload, but I see why they did it, to get us reintroduced to all the characters we came to know in the first 2 seasons. And that leads me to my favorite character of the show, my probably favorite villain of all Batman villains, and that includes the Joker, I'm sorry, but that is Ed! He makes his return on screen just for a moment. We only see him for a few minutes in this episode, and I want more of Ed Nigma. I want more of this Riddler. Back in the character development, I'm happy to see they quickly reintroduced us with Fish, and they also reintroduced us to her with a weakness. When she came back at the end of last season, I was worried she was going to be too overpowered, and now she has a weakness. I'll let you watch it to figure out what that is, but she does have a weakness that is quickly spelled out in the show, and we get to explore that a little bit more. Again, character development, I love it. I had to laugh at this point in the show when they had a Marvel advertisement in the commercials for Doctor Strange when we're watching a DC TV show that's centered around what Doctor Strange did in their universe. So it's Doctor Strange and just Doctor Strange Inception there. Later we see Alfred and Bruce in the board meeting, and they slammed it in that board meeting. Also, I have to give shout outs to that costuming department. What fantastic suits they wore. I wish I could wear suits like that. I wish I could afford suits like that, but I can't. And I'm also excited to see how this story arc for the Court of Owls goes. I'm a fan of the Court of Owls. Maybe you've not heard of it. I invite you to go look it up. It is fantastic stuff. Peabody makes her return in this episode, only to be killed off in this episode. And she had a very interesting necklace on that I thought was going to play a part until, she died. So the necklace meant nothing. We get introduced to a lot of Doctor Strange's creations in this episode, and one of them that was featured quite prominently was that of Man-Bat. Now, I don't know if that was officially who this was, if it was just one iteration of Man-Bat, if it's supposed to be the Man-Bat, not Batman. Don't get that confused. They are 2 different people. Anyways, we get to see him here, at least in one iteration. If you were a fan of the Batman animated animated series that came out in the 90s. You may be familiar with what you may think of as Man-Bat. He's more bat-like than we got to see in this episode, but they're keeping it kind of realistic, even though he has giant bat wings, which isn't realistic, but it is because he's mutated. I'm babbling. And you may have noticed in Just 1 Cent, I like to make a lot of puns, and there was a great joke that was made when Barnes was talking to Bullock and Gordon. He said he wanted to bat them over the head with his cane. Bat them over the head. Bat. Again, third point on the character development, we get to see Doppel Bruce. That's what I'm going to call him. I'm sorry. He's not Bruce Wayne, but he's a doppelganger, so he's Doppel Bruce. We get to see that he doesn't know who he is. And that's going to make for good television. We get to see this Doppel Bruce who we don't know explore who he is because he doesn't know. So it's like a learning experience for everyone, and that excites me. Yeah! Thank you for watching Just 1 Cent. I hope you loved it. I hope you like to see more of it. I hope you become our friends. You subscribe, you hit the like button, whatever you want to do, we're okay with it. Just make sure it's legal because we don't promote illegality here. But we love you and we see you next time. We see you next time. We see you next time.
Me Tarzan, you can.
Me does. We see you next time.